We all have things we're good at and things we love to do. And when you're an adult, the ideal situation is find a job or career that blends two things, something you're good at and something you love to do. My job, for instance, I love talking to people about money. Yeah, it might seem kind of strange, but it's true. I enjoy it. And part of my job is public speaking, and sometimes I'm speaking in front of thousands of people. Now, public speaking for some people, it's a miserable situation, right? You get sweaty, you shake, you get nervous, you just hate it. For me, I enjoy it. So I get to do something I'm good at and something I love to do, and it's perfect. But I have had to do some things along the way that are not fun. Growing up doing chores, I would babysit, I had a job at the mall, and you're probably doing some of those things now. But the things you do along the way till your perfect career is that you learn work ethic. You learn sticking to a task until it's complete. You learn showing up on time. There's so many great life lessons. And those are character traits I use now in my job today. You will find satisfaction in your work if it's something that you enjoy and find purpose in. There's really two problems today I see when it comes to people looking for a job. Number one, they look for the perfect job. I see this a lot with college graduates. They're entering the real world after college graduation and they're excited about having the perfect job and they just don't find it. And number two, people are in it just because of the money, because it pays a lot. Now, I'm all about you making some great money, so don't hear that. But if you're going to a job you hate every single day of your life, that's miserable just for a paycheck. Could you imagine being a doctor just because it pays well, but you faint at the sight of blood? Or you get car sick? Yeah, a race car driver is probably not a great job for you. Or if you break out in hives every time you're around animals, then a veterinarian probably isn't the route you need to take. But the goal is to figure out what you love to do and something you're good at. And that's the best place to be when you're looking for a career.
There are a lot of resources you can use to find information about jobs. Let's say you have an idea of a job that sounds like something you would like to do, but you want to get some more information about it. Here are a few ideas. The first, find someone who is doing what you think you want to do and ask them about it. Find out the good, the bad, and especially the ugly. Find out what an average day may look like. Before I joined the Ramsey Solutions team, I did my research. I learned more about Dave Ramsey and Rachel and some other people as well here because I wanted to make sure I knew what I was walking into. You may think you want to travel all over the country and sell your favorite brand of, whatever. But then you find out you have to travel 5 days a week, get up at 4 a.m. every day to catch a plane, go talk to a room full of strangers you don't even know, not eat dinner, let's say until about 10 o'clock at night, to go to sleep at 11 o'clock at night, then wake up again at 4 a.m. and keep that schedule? If that sounds awful to you, then probably a job as a traveling salesman or even a speaker like myself isn't your thing. What about becoming a teacher? Ask a teacher what their job is like. Yes, they have to teach every day, but what about all the stuff you don't see? Late nights grading your papers, preparing lesson plans, meetings, and all kinds of other things. Part of meeting people and asking about their job may lead you to an opportunity in high school to job shadow them. That just simply means that you follow them around for an actual day of their work. Or what about you might even end up with an internship where you go to work for them and you might even make some money. A great place to find information on jobs is the internet. Find a reliable source and do some research about the job you are interested in. Find out how much the average person in the career gets paid. That's right. You can go online and see what different jobs pay and how many hours per week you may have to work on average. Find out what kind of education you may need for the job. Some jobs may require 8 or more years of school after you graduate from high school. Now, some may only require a year or two of school or training. This is all great information to consider as you dream about what your future career could be.
So how many times have you been asked the question, what do you want to be when you grow up? Today I'm in a business office and we're going to look at a few products that will help you answer that question. First, let's look at this pen. Somebody had to actually design the way the pen will look. Then someone else created the actual shell that the inside of the pen goes in. And we can't forget the actual ink. Somebody made the ink so you can write. Here's a book. Well, how does a book get started? Well, first someone's cutting the trees down to make the paper. Then the inside of the book comes together with glue and binding. Someone's doing that. And then, of course, you have to actually write the content of the book. 3 more careers right there. Finally, simple office calculator. Someone designed the shell. There's a mini computer in there that someone created. And then the buttons that allow us to actually get the information we're looking for. With all 3 of these products, there are also people who market them and sell them to the people who buy them. So when you ask yourself the question, what do I want to be when I grow up? Open up your eyes, look around. Careers are everywhere.
So all this talk about careers and jobs, it might stress you out sitting there in middle school, but relax, you have time to figure it out. And the great thing is you can look at what you enjoy now and how that could translate into something later. For instance, when I was your age, I was a middle school cheerleader. And so that meant I was in front of a lot of people and I enjoyed that. So today, now when I'm on stage for thousands of people speaking, it doesn't freak me out. So maybe you enjoy music. Maybe you won't be a musician, but maybe you'll produce music later in life. Or maybe you enjoy writing. Well, maybe you won't write a book, but maybe you'll write a column for a newspaper. Now remember, all of these different types of jobs are going to have different educations and trainings associated with them. This could include trade schools or even internships. And there's even different schooling options. There's 2-year community colleges, there's 4-year in-state or out-of-state colleges, and even private schools. Now they all have different costs. And don't forget about the costs for housing, food, books, and supplies. Remember, your interests are going to change, and that's perfectly fine. But start looking into things that you enjoy today.